All right, so I just briefly want to look at adjustment E again, the suspense one, just because I think it's a tricky one to get your head around. Just doing it with the workings like that. So I'm just going to a little bit go into the kind of T accounts or the accounts behind the trial balance, just a little bit, not doing them out in full or properly or anything like that. So the suspense figure arises as a result of the posting of an incorrect figure for mortgage interest in the mortgage interest account. So mortgage interest is 4,500 in the account. We calculated as part of this question that it should be 3,600. So you've got a mortgage interest account, which is 4,500 on the debit side. Okay, we can see that it's on the debit side of the trial balance. It should be 3,600 on the debit side. Okay, that's what we calculated the interest expense should be for the first 3 months. Okay, now there'll be other entries in this interest account because there's interest for the other 9 months of the year, and some's due and some's paid, but I'm just focusing in on bits that go into suspense. So it should be 3,600 on the debit side. It is 4,500 on the debit side. Someone made a mistake. So that means my debit side is 900 higher than it should be. Okay. It told me then this is dealt with through the suspense account. And rather than setting up a separate suspense account, they've got an insurance and suspense accounts. They're throwing any suspense entries into the insurance account. So if my debit side was 900 too high because of the mistake made on mortgage interest, the entry people would have made for that is to put 900 on the credit side. So the accounts need to balance. So if there's 900 too much on the debit side because of that mortgage interest mistake, to make the accounts balance, you'd have to put 900 on the credit side. Okay, so that's suspense. The other entry then, so discount received of 400 was entered only in the creditor's account. Okay, so the balance normally in the creditor's account is on the credit side. It's a current liability, so it is whatever it is in the question. If I give someone a discount, it reduces the creditor's balance because I'm saying they don't need to pay me that €400 anymore. So the balance that they owe me is on the credit side. To reduce it, I put €400 in on the debit side. The other half of that transaction in our double entry system will be to credit the discount account. So discount received is a good thing for me. It's a gain. It would go into the profit and loss as other income. So it would be credited to the discount account. But what are they telling me? They're telling me this entry was done, this entry wasn't. So they didn't put the credit entry in. So that means the accounts were off by €400. They were too much on the debit side because this is entered on the debit side, but this wasn't entered on the credit side. So to make it balanced, they would have put another amount in for suspense of 400. Okay. What I come along and do at the end of the year then is say, no, this 4,500 should be 3,600, and it's the 3,600 I put into the accounts as part of the mortgage interest for the year. Okay, as I said, it's not that amount I put in because there's another 9 months, but it's the 3,600 I put in, not the 4,500. The creditors then, I come along and I say, no, I forgot to make this entry, so I'm going to make this entry. All right, and put the €400 in the credit side. I added that on to discount. So I've corrected the two suspense errors. So I want to take those out of the insurance account. So there's €1,300, the 900 plus the 1,400 plus the 400 sitting on the credit side of the insurance account that shouldn't. I've corrected those errors now. So I want to clear those out of the account. So what I do is I make an entry of €1,300 on the debit side of that account. And now 6,200 plus 1,300 is the 7,500 I put in for insurance. Okay, so that's just kind of mapping it out. So the entries I have made is I've credited 400 to discount and debited 400 to insurance. So that balances. And then I have credited 900 to mortgage interest, because that will reduce the 4,500 balance to 3,600. And if I credit that 900, the other entry is a debit of 900 over here. All right, so that's just kind of thinking that through in terms of T accounts rather than in the workings. That can help. And look, you can do most of your workings using just that workings, kind of adding and subtracting stuff to it, and just do T for your suspense maybe if it helps, or maybe you're happy enough doing these using the workings method that I would have used in the main video.